When stress hits your marriage, do you fight each other or fight together? On today's Marriage Builder Sunday, I'll show you how to transform stress into teamwork. So instead of crumbling under pressure, you and your partner come out stronger. Folks, don't miss this one because life's pressure is guaranteed, but a stronger marriage, that's a choice. Welcome back, Uplifting Life Partners, to Simplified Uplifters Marriage Mastery Podcast, cultivating extraordinary connections. The podcast dedicated to giving you the tools to build, repair, and strengthen the foundation of your relationship so you can have a stronger, more joyful, and resilient marriage. I'm your host, Ron Simplified Myers. Let's ignite possibilities together. Well, this is our Marriage Builder Sunday episode, and we're covering the topic, teamwork under pressure, how to support each other and reduce stress as a couple. Have you ever noticed that when life turns up the pressure, whether it's money struggles, health scares, kids, or just everyday stress, it either pulls the couple apart or it brings them closer. And folks, what makes the difference? It isn't luck. It's the teamwork and learning how to stand shoulder to shoulder with your partner when life gets hard and actually come out stronger, more united, and more in love. And that's what we want to talk about today. So let's start off with unpacking one of the biggest challenges every couple faces. Not if, when stress shows up. And let's be real, it always wants to show up. So the question isn't will we face stress? The question is, how will we face it? Will we do it together or apart? See, we realize that life today is packed with pressure points. You got money worries, whether it's debt, unexpected bills, or just trying to keep up with the cost of living. Careers, balancing those long hours, job changes, or just feeling stuck. You got the kids, everything from sleepless nights with the newborns to managing teenagers' endless activities. You got the doctor visits, the chronic conditions, or just the stress of staying well. And let's not forget constant connectivity. You got the phones buzzing, the emails piling up, social media. It can feel like we're never truly off. And these stressors, they don't just drain us individually. They put our marriages in the hot seat. Why? Because when stress levels rise, patience drops. And little issues, they suddenly feel like big ones. See, when that stress piles up, something dangerous can happen in a marriage. Instead of standing shoulder to shoulder, as we said before, and it's us against the challenge, couples can slip into a mindset of it's me versus you. Here's an example. The stress of bills, it turns into you're spending too much. That work stress, it becomes you can never make time for me. The parenting stress turns into you don't help enough with the kids. See, the problem isn't really your partner. It's the stress. But under pressure, it's easy to forget you're on the same team. Let me share with you a quick story. There was a couple who kept fighting every month about the bills. One would accuse the other of not budgeting, while the other, they would fire back about being micromanaged. Got ugly real fast. But after peeling back the layers, they realized both of them, they were feeling the same thing. The thoughts of not having enough, a fail in the family, that unknown future. But when they finally saw that it wasn't you versus me, but us versus the financial stress, they shifted. Instead of blaming, they started brainstorming solutions together, cutting small expenses, setting a weekly money check-in, working together on fine-tuning the budget. And guess what? Now you know those bills didn't magically disappear, but the tension did, because they remembered they were allies, not enemies. So again, here's the truth. Stress is inevitable. You can't eliminate it. But what makes or breaks a marriage is how you respond to it. You can let stress drive a wedge between you, or you can use it as an opportunity to grow closer, to problem solve as a team, and to strengthen the bond you already have. I want you to think back to the last time you and your partner were under pressure. Did you pull closer, or did you push apart? What was the trigger? And more importantly, how would you like to handle it differently the next time stress shows up? So let's start with a common scenario. Imagine you come home from a long day and you see a pile of dishes sitting in the sink. The words, they might come out as, "You never help," Woo! Does that sound familiar? But here's the problem. When we phrase it that way, we set our partner up as the enemy. So instead, we can reframe it. We've talked about this before. How can we solve this together? Now the problem is the dishes, not your partner. So I want you to think of one phrase you've used in frustration. How could you reframe it using the we language? You got one? All right, so that moves us to let me introduce a tool to bring this mindset to life. It's called the huddle concept. Just like a sports team, they gather before a big play. Couples can pause and huddle before facing a stressor, whether it's finances, kids' schedules, illness, or even moving houses. See, a huddle, it can be as short as 5 minutes. You stop, breathe, come together, and you say, okay, here's what we're facing. What's our plan? Now, if your partner's watching, imagine a recent challenge. How might a 5-minute huddle have changed that outcome? I'm gonna give you another story real quick. A couple decided to hold a Sunday night huddle every week. They spent 15 minutes planning their week, work schedules, family events, household tasks. And within a month, their fights dropped dramatically. Why? Because instead of reacting midweek, they were already aligned. So what's one reoccurring stressor in your life that could benefit from a weekly huddle? So here's what I want you to do. Write down one specific area, finances, parenting, or household management, where you and your partner, you guys can commit to a weekly huddle. Circle it. And again, if your partner's watching, make an agreement right now and try it this week. Well, do it after the podcast. So here's a strong recommendation. Sit down once a week for 15 minutes. Have a what's stressing us session. What's one way we can attack this as a team? All right. So this leads us to what is the best method to communicate under pressure? There's what's called the 3 C's of stress-proof communication. Number 1, be in clarity. We've talked about don't assume. Say what you need. How about compassion? Listen without being defensive. And number 3 would be calmness. Take breaks if voices rise. Here's an example. One spouse, they stressed about bills. They said, we're broke again. And instead of snapping, the other replies, I hear you're worried. Let's figure out our next step together. See, folks, remember, it's not about avoiding stress. It's about handling stress in a way that keeps love intact. So this week, when stress hits, pause and ask, how can I be in my partner's safe place right now? All right, so let's explore a few practical strategies. One will be divide and conquer. This is where you divide the roles. And an example would be like in the financial field, partner A handles budgeting and bill payments. Partner B tracks savings goals and research for big purchases. You got the parenting. Partner A manages morning routines, school drop-offs. Partner B, they oversee homework and bedtime rituals. We talk about household management. Partner A, they cover the meal planning and grocery shopping. Partner B, they handle cleaning schedules and that exciting laundry. Number 4, let's talk about work stress periods. When one partner is on a tight deadline, the other just temporarily takes over. After the deadline, they swap to rebalance. Again, this is teamwork, work together. Let's talk about number 5, which would be in the area of health challenges. Partner A coordinates medical appointments and insurance paperwork. Partner B, they provide day-to-day care, encouragement, and that most important, emotional support. Let's use an example of number 6, which would be social family commitments. Partner A, they organize the logistics. You know those RSVPs, they take care of that, the travel, the child care. Partner B, they focus on relationship maintenance. They're the ones that's checking in with the relative. They're the ones that's sending in the thank you notes. And lastly, number 7, let's talk about the big projects like moving. Partner A, they oversee packing and moving, and the movers, I should say. And then partner B, they update the address, the utilities, and all the digital accounts. Now here's the second strategy. It's called couple calm rituals. That's the evening tea, the short walks, the no phone dinners. Here's a third strategy. It would be my mirror support. When one person's stressed, the other one, You just provide grounding. And then the fourth strategy would be stress reset phrases. We're on the same team. This isn't forever. We'll figure it out together. Do not take the reset phrases as blame, and therefore one partner needs to be corrected. This is an awareness that will allow us to become better at communicating. So, all right, the last area we'll cover today is faith and perspective. It's been shown that couples with a shared higher purpose, whether it's faith, vision, or values, they often have greater resilience. So if you believe in prayer, pray. If it's meditation, meditate. Gratitude, practice it towards each other as a couple. And watch the sparks that begin to show up. I'm going to give you a couple of examples in that particular area. Acknowledge their efforts. I really appreciate how you always make the time to listen to me, even after your long day. Celebrating the support. I'm grateful for how you encourage me to pursue my goals and cheer me on when I feel unsure. Start noticing the small acts. Thank you for making our home feel cozy and welcoming. It really makes a difference in my day. Practice honoring their character. I'm thankful for your patience and understanding, especially when we face challenges together. So appreciating their love and affection. I appreciate the little gestures you do to show me love, like your hugs, your texts, or your kind words. See, folks, always remember and stay aware that pressure can break you or it can bind you. And again, stress, unavoidable. The key is remembering your teammates. So this week, when life feels heavy, instead of saying, why me? Look at your partner and say, let's huddle. We've got this. So we'll be back next week for another Marriage Builder Sunday episode. And I want you to remember to visit the Simplified Uplifters Marriage Mastery Podcast Facebook page, where you can communicate with us in a much more personal way. And for more exclusive training, deeper dives, our app, and the clothing apparel, we have placed all the information in the bio of this podcast, or you can visit the website, simplifieduplifters.net. And if you found value in today's episode, we would appreciate you sharing this episode and the podcast itself with those that you know need to hear the messages. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Simplified Uplifters Marriage Mastery Podcast so you don't miss our upcoming Self-Love Wednesday, where we'll explore individual areas to strengthen your journey to self-love. So I want to thank you again for joining me on this transformative Marriage Builder Sunday. So until next time, nurture your soul, protect your energy, be kind to yourself, and build the marriage of your dreams. Most important, remember your power. You are extraordinary.